Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go, this is Valley News Live at 5.
We've been waiting for this warmer weather to come upon us, and now that it's finally here, we'll be doing another kind of waiting in traffic as construction season is right around the corner. Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz has what you should plan ahead for during your daily commute.
It's that time of year.
Well, there's going to be a lot of cones out there.
An army of orange ready to take the streets.
They're starting this coming week.
The first project you may notice will be Fargo and West Fargo working on 13th Avenue. But other projects might slow you down a lot more, like on Cheyenne Street.
From 13th Avenue to the interchange, we're building 5 lanes. It's currently 2.
They say the interchange over 94 will be much improved.
1 signal light and all the different ramps on and off.
Okay, we apologize for that. We've got the wrong story in there. We'll try to get that to you in a little bit. How about the weather? If you spend any amount of time out there today, you know how strong that wind was. Hutch, more of the same tonight, or will it die down?
It is going to die down, but probably once again closer to sunset, you'll notice a gradual decrease in wind speeds. We peaked over 40 miles per hour here in the southern Red River Valley. Once again, 40-mile-per-hour gusts in Grand Forks. Some showers of rain, even snow earlier in the day on Lake Superior, and clouds across Minnesota. Still have flooding concerns, minor flooding in the Grand Forks area, still moderate in Oslo with a slow decline. That river is expected to get below flood stage next week, so we'll continue to hear about the flooding potential there. For this evening, temperatures slip into the 40s for most of it. And again, at sunset, we'll see the gusty winds subside down to around 10 miles per hour. The weekend looks like it starts out chilly, but great temperature-wise. There'll be more wind to talk about. I'll tell you when to be prepared for that here in just a few moments.
All right. Thank you, Hutch.
You're welcome.
The warmer weather that we've been waiting for. We've been waiting for the warmer weather to come upon us. Now that it's finally here, we'll be doing another kind of waiting in traffic as construction season is right around the corner. Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz has what you need to know in order to plan ahead during your daily commute.
'Tis the season.
The cities of West Fargo and we'll be involved with them on 4 different projects.
To be driving through construction. Kevin Gorder of the North Dakota Department of Transportation met me on University Drive to tell me about 4 separate makeovers within the next month. One of them right here.
People that drive it know it's pretty rough pavement, so it's time to replace some pavements.
Over in West Fargo, Cheyenne Street will also get an upgrade.
The interchange was built out there in 1995, so over 20 years ago, and the landscape of that area looked completely different when that interchange was built.
Now that it's fully developed, there's a big need to move the traffic more efficiently. But first, a few minor setbacks.
We're going to close down one half the interstate, so we'll have 1 lane each direction on I-94 through the interchange.
Another construction zone to look out for?
10th Street up on the north side. Again, it's pavement condition, city services, city utilities, all the things that you look at for a project. It's a good spot for a reconstruct.
And finally, the West Fargo interchange.
That was kind of a project that kind of jumped up in line a little bit.
The bridge needs some rehab.
Put a new driving surface on and just take off the bad stuff, just a partial depth, and then put a new overlay on the bridge deck.
Gorder says all this will benefit drivers in the long run. But in the meantime,
being attentive to your driving and eliminate the distractions and be ready for an ever-changing environment.
And a bit more on the area around University Drive. Down the road, there's a grass median. They're going to stretch that median all the way to 18th Street so people can't do U-turns and left turns in the middle of the road. And where drivers are coming off the interstate, they plan to shorten the merging space so people are forced to stop instead of trying to yield right onto the road without stopping. Gorder also says they'll try their best to keep 2 lanes open in each direction during construction, but there will be some days when they that just won't be possible. So make sure you look out for that. Also, the North Dakota DOT has some upcoming meetings to decide on official dates, but construction will likely start in some areas as early as May 7th. Most of the projects are set to wrap up this fall, but the Cheyenne Street project will not be finished until the fall of 2019. And of course, we'll keep you up to date on all the construction projects right here on Valley News Live. The warmer weather usually invites more outdoor activities. One popular one around here, bonfires. But the West Fargo Fire Department is asking you to hold off a little bit longer due to high risk of fires this weekend. West Fargo Fire Marshal Del Sprecher says we've had an unusually dry spring so far.
This year we've had a relatively odd spring. with a large amount of snow. It all melted really fast. April usually brings showers, spotty showers, nonetheless, it's still moisture, and we're just lacking that right now. And with the high wind, it just dries things out that much faster.
He says those winds also make it harder to contain a fire once it starts. Thousands of residents are getting back to their homes after a refinery explosion and fire forced them to evacuate in northwestern Wisconsin Thursday. The fire at the Husky Energy oil refinery in Superior was put out last night, but an evacuation order for residents of Superior stayed in place until 6 a.m. Now things are finally getting back to normal there. People said they didn't feel the explosion, but they could definitely see that big black plume of smoke. Facebook also activated its safety check feature for its users so people could let their friends know that they were safe. The blast at the refinery and the evacuation left at least 6 people hurt. Authorities say there are no fatalities. It's Friday, which means it's time to take a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say Cody Moffitt is wanted for possession of drug paraphernalia. His picture is right there on your screen. You can call your local law enforcement if you have any information on Moffitt. The Bemidji Police Department is working on another investigation and needs your help identifying a person of interest. If you know this person, please call them at 218-333-8373. You can speak with an officer or leave a message. Be sure to reference photo number 294. One person is dead after a truck was rear-ended by a semi on I-94 near Dalton this morning. The Minnesota State Patrol says the Dodge pickup was heading west on the interstate in Otter Tail County when it was rear-ended by the semi, also heading west. The name of the deceased person is being withheld until family are notified. The driver of the semi was taken to a hospital and is expected to be okay. The second largest county in Minnesota is taking steps to better respond to sexual assault reports after falling short in a review of sex crime investigations. The 2-year review released by the Ramsey County Attorney's Office found that there are few convictions and that police and prosecutors lack training on how to handle such cases. County officials say they will hire 2 investigators to help St. Paul Police investigate sexual assaults, and they'll add 2 advocates to the county's SOS Sexual Violence Services program. The county will also form an East Metro Sexual Assault Task Force that will allow agencies to work together. A man with 25 years of experience as a school superintendent has been hired at a North Dakota high school where alleged hazing led to charges against 5 boys. Dean Koppelman will begin as a substitute superintendent at the Richland 44 district on May 1st and become interim superintendent for the 2018-19 school year on July 1st. He will take over for Tim Godfrey, who is on paid administrative leave and is resigning from the Colfax school. In mid-February, 5 boys were sent to juvenile court for alleged offenses, including felonious restraint, terrorizing, hazing, and sexual assault. A report by a Minneapolis law firm found issues with school policies, training, and supervision. The U.S. Attorney General announces he's going after a massive drug ring with ties to our area. In Fargo today, Jeff Sessions says 10 more people have been charged in connection to illegal and deadly drugs being brought into this country. In total, the case now has 32 defendants. Some of those involved in the case are Chinese nationals, as many dealers buy the drugs online from China and then have them shipped to their front door. The Attorney General specifically mentioned a 2015 Grand Forks overdose as a tipping point for when the government started tracking down the criminals.
In October, Deputy Attorney General Rosenstein announced the first ever indictments of Chinese nationals for fentanyl trafficking in the United States. One of those cases began with a tragic overdose death in Grand Forks.
President Trump earlier declared the opioid crisis in the country a national health emergency. You can get up to date on the latest home trends by touring the most recent builds around the greater FM area. The Spring Parade of Homes is going on this weekend and May 4th through the 6th. Homes range from just under $200,000 to nearly $2.5 million. Builders from the area agree this year is rapidly growing with families buying and building homes.
Thompson Homes has had an extremely busy winter and spring. In fact, the busiest sales season on record for us. So I think that says really great things about the future of the real estate market here this year.
The parade is free. However, it is $5 to tour 5 luxury featured homes, and the proceeds will be donated to charity.